Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Unprofessionals, where we are going to be totally unprofessional. Big surprise. How you doing, Magog?
What? We're live? Oh shit!
that was the correct response.
Yeah. Welcome to the Unprofessionals, everybody. I'm doing pretty good, man. What's up?
What's up?
What's up, people?
Yeah, how you doing? How you doing, chat?
He's alive. He's alive.
Yeah, there hasn't been much content, so I figured I'd do this thing and just let you know that I'm still alive. I'm just very busy at the moment with my day job, and they're fucking working me like a slave, and I'm even working weekends and everything. So I just got this evening off, so I figured I'd come in here and give you a live sign.
Yeah, they're hammering him hard.
Really. Yeah. So, how you been doing?
I've been doing good. Staying busy, trying to get everything situated for the big move. Building a studio.
Yeah. That's good. Getting ready to do that. When are you going to take time off to do that?
Here in the next month. I'm lining up the loans. I've got the land. I've just got to get work on the construction part of it.
Right.
So
yeah. So your viewers should be aware that there might be a disruption in service.
Yeah, there's probably going to be about a 2-week break because I got to get moved, and then I got to rebuild the set that's currently existing. And then then I'll start pumping out regular videos until the studio building is built, because I'm building my living quarters first. And then I'll build like a big 50-foot by 50-foot fucking building. It's going to be awesome.
Why not make it just 500 feet by 500?
What the fuck? Fucking airplane hangar? Like,
yeah. Just while you're at it. Can't be that much more expensive.
Right?
You got the people there. Just fucking build it.
If you build it, they will come.
I will come.
They will come hard. This is such an unprofessional stream.
Yeah, that's really quite sad.
I don't know what I'm more excited about, because I love the content I do. I love my fans. I love the lore. I love the idea of building the show up and making it more dynamic and having, massive sets that Magog and other characters can interact with. But I'm also really excited to build a gun range.
Right. Fuck that other set shit. Let's just build a fucking huge gun range.
Yeah, God, man. I can't wait to do the first videos of Magog shooting weapons.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
That's you should have just done this like maybe 4 years earlier. You wouldn't have been demonetized. Then you could have just done like that crazy Russian guy and just go around shooting crazy shit up, and well, let's see what an M16 can do against a fucking melon or some shit, and get gazillion views.
Yeah, man, it's fucking. It'll be fun, man. I'm going to have because I've had this 12.5 acres for years, and I've been paying it down, and now I'm just going to put a little place on it and then build my studio and put in a gun range and do all the work mostly myself, and so save money, because I'm not fucking, I ain't got cash falling out of my ass.
Right.
But, it's all going to be loans and stuff, and I'm very thankful I live in a very cheap place. The cost of living's low, and price of land is low, and to this day, it still blows people's mind when I tell them I got 12.5 acres for $28,000. But, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's what it is. So what's been going on in the news while I've been working my ass off?
Oh, a bunch of shit, man. I don't even know if you
heard. I obviously read some glanced at some headlines, but
Let's not forget the chat though before we move on to the news.
Yeah.
Zombie Teddy asked Magog, indoor gun range or outdoor? That's going to be an outdoor, buddy. I don't think I can afford an indoor.
Yeah, because well, if it's indoor, then it'll soon be outdoor with all the explosives and shit.
Yeah, and Maximilian says, does that new tax and copyright stuff in the EU, Article 11 and 13, worry you any, Undoomed? I'm sure you've heard about that. Article 13 passed.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, it's just unbelievable the amount of pressure free speech is under from all directions, like copyright, fucking hate speech, and they're coming at it from every fucking direction.
Dude, it's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's like whatever they can dig up to just sort of make more infringements on what you can say, they'll do.
Yeah, I'm like, it's crazy that the internet has become the place, the battleground for free speech in the modern age. Because I never really expected that. I don't know what I expected from the internet besides porn. When it first came out and I had like dial up and you had to wait like 5 minutes just for a picture to load, I didn't see it becoming what it is now.
No, of course, no one did, obviously.
And these people that are passing these laws, the EU and stuff, they of course they're trying to, they're worried about copyright claims and copyright issues. It's like people all over the internet stealing shit. We've got to fucking stop it. We got to put a stop to it. But in the process of doing that, they're also bulldozing people's rights to like make memes and like cover videos because you're going to like splice somebody else's content into yours and kind of make it your own. Like maybe like you're commenting on a news article or something like that. And now you're going to have to like pay to even just use a screen cap of a news article or something. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, and the irritating part is that YouTube is probably just, they're not going to be like, oh, okay, so we'll just ban Europe. Because they're just going to be like, oh, so we'll apply this to the entire planet. So it doesn't matter that we don't have those laws; they'll still apply them to us anyhow.
I don't know, man. I don't know because YouTube. I mean, surprisingly, I don't know about the other social media platforms, but YouTube came out and was completely against Article 13 and was like, we're not going to change our way of doing business. We'll just cut Europe out.
Do you have that much faith in
no, but
Susan Wojcicki or whatever the fuck her name is?
Susan Worcester sauce.
Yeah, some Polish shit. Wozniak.
But,
I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I can't predict the future. It'd be nice if YouTube turned around and was like, okay, last straw, fuck you.
Yeah, well, I don't think that. I mean, we can look at all the other tech giants, and we don't have any fucking hate speech laws, but we still have it on every fucking platform. It's like there's no law against that in the United States, but there is on the internet.
Yeah,
because Europe has them. So whatever they do, the tech companies don't have any balls, and they're going to implement them on us too, even though we don't have those laws.
Yep. No, oh man, I don't get it, man. I don't understand where this whole like mindset comes from. That they're just like, well, we got like two options. Let everybody talk how they want to talk. True free speech, even hate speech. We kind of have to just accept that there's assholes out there, or let's just crack down on everything. Like, why isn't there like some sort of middle ground? I don't get it.
Yeah, and I also don't really understand why they have to be so fucking greedy. Like, for instance, why do we even need to have every fucking country on the planet be okay with every platform? Like, can't we just let them have their own shit?
Well, I mean, they might as well because they already kind of like Twitter and stuff have to do certain things in other countries that they don't do here. Like they have to separate their platform. Like in the Middle East,
maybe in the Middle East, but I mean, for between Europe and the U.S., they just apply it to everything. whenever the European Union makes a law, they apply it to us too.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's an old saying, every time we have a bad idea, we say that Europe's been doing it for years.
Well, they did invent fucking Nazism, so there's that.
Right? I mean, all the bad shit has happened. Just over there.
Stop inventing bad shit, you asshole.
Yeah. We've had some bad shit too, but man, I still love this country more than any other country I've been to, and I've been all around the world.
Yeah. Our shit is in the past. They're still doing it.
Yeah. I mean, we still have our modern problems too, but they're just they're really not as bad as it used to, other countries really still to this day. I mean, we got people in the UK getting arrested for shit they posted on Instagram, and it's like, don't the police have anything better to do?
Yeah, that really pisses me off. Like they're just coming into people's houses and, treating them like real criminals for, someone misgendered someone. And that's not even a fucking exaggeration. That's what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen real cases on the fucking BBC about this shit. So it's not like some questionable, like, oh, that's just some fucking questionable right-wing news source or some shit. They've been reporting this all over the world, and they're coming into houses and they're requesting that people come down for fucking interrogations and shit for misgendering someone.
Yeah, it's the thought police, man. They're going around, and any hot chick who wants to show her boobies off on the fucking internet, they're beating them over the head with sticks. Get it? Thought? Never mind. This is the unprofessional stream, folks. Like, what did you expect? Highbrow humor? Come on.
Yeah. No. Not going to happen.
Oh, man.
That's they're really going, and it's kind of weird though, or maybe I just have a rosy view of Britain, but it feels weird to me that they're leading the charge in this shit and trying to be the best at the thought police game.
Oh yeah, no, that's comedy's dying too. Comedy's suffering for it too, man. People can't do jokes. People can't fucking work college campuses, and that's not just an American thing. I mean, that is happening here too. College campuses are the most censorious areas in America. Mm-hmm. But in Europe, it's even worse. There's a lot of stand-ups that can't even work nightclubs. It's not even just college campuses. These people can't do those types of jokes anymore.
I'll say a bad word and you're fucking banned and never get a job again.
Yeah, no, it's insane. And I think that's like I think comedy is like the canary in the coal mine.
It should be.
It's like the first warning sign that something is going terribly fucking wrong. Like when comedy can't even be done, like if comedy is being censored, if comics on a stage in front of people, you go to that show knowing that you're going to see a comic that probably is going to crack some jokes that might offend you, and you still get offended. That pisses me off more than almost anything. Like, you bought a fucking ticket, mm-hmm. and if you buy a ticket, you waive your right to be fucking offended.
Yeah, because you should have known who this person is. Why else would you pay like $100 or whatever it is? Why would you pay this person $100 to get in the fucking door if you didn't know what he was about?
Yeah. Like, this is like showing up to a Gallagher show without a fucking trash bag.
But still, people will do that nowadays. They'll just go to a fucking comedy show and heckle the comic.
Yep. And then they'll like secretly record it and post it on Twitter to get their 15 minutes fame. I exposed this comic for his racism, and and then it's just like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
People in the chat talking about fucking Jim Jeffries. Yeah, fuck him. I hate Jim Jeffries. I really do.
Who's that again?
He's an Australian comic that now does like this show on Comedy Central, and he's like really well known for like his selective editing. Like he'll sit down and do like an hour-long interview with you, and then he'll cut it up to make you look like a fucking racist.
Right.
You know?
Right. It's that the guy who interviewed the comic thing, something, right?
Yeah. Well, recently he interviewed a guy who is out of Australia who's like a really outspoken against Islam.
Mm-hmm.
In Australia, and I don't know I can't remember the guy's name. I've seen the video, but I can't remember the guy's name. But somebody will probably know it in the chat. But yeah, they what Jim Jeffries didn't know was that guy decided to record him on the phone during the entire interview.
It's probably
so when the camera when the camera wasn't rolling, Jim Jeffries was like agreeing with him about Islam and cracking Islamic jokes, and he cracked a joke about like dead Islamic children, and it's like, oh, Jim Jeffries likes to put on a face and be all progressive and talk about racism and Islamophobia and shame people, but when the camera's not rolling, he's all like, yeah, Islamic children blowing up, that's cool. Fucking two-faced piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean that's totally what I expect from all of these people.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean I'm not surprised at all. That's going on. That's what I expect from them, and they're just fucking two-faced.
Yeah, all of them are. You got a super chat there. You want to grab it real quick?
Yep. Miss Murder. Thank you for the super chat. It says, "Hey, Undoomed. Hey, Magog. How you guys? We're doing great. At least I am. How you doing?
Yeah.
You're doing good too?
Oh yeah. We had a good, successful side quest tonight, and
yeah.
And then
so she continues. Good night for you. Yes, it's a pretty good night. Currently done for the day with my work, so that's good. I'm dealing with drunk 21-year-olds. 4 hours still to go. Oh, you're still at work, huh? So you can work and deal with 21-year-olds and have headphones on? It's kind of a what kind of a job is that?
You're right.
I was like flipping burgers, maybe. I don't know.
Yep.
What do you do, Miss Murder?
I know I've talked with her many times on like Doc's channel over on the Insomniac stream. So cool chick, man.
Yeah, I've talked to her on Twitter.
Yeah.
I even did a little audio soundbite for her on her channel.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, multiple people in the chat are saying Avi Yemeni. Okay, so that's the name of that's the name of the YouTuber that secretly recorded his interview with Jim Jeffries.
Okay.
So even Jim Jeffries was like, he like drew Muhammad, like when the cameras weren't rolling, and it's like, you two-faced son of a bitch. Like, I'm sorry, I wouldn't say anything like privately that I wouldn't be willing to say publicly. I'm a pretty open book,
Right.
Obviously without like doxing certain members of my family and stuff like that. But outside of that, I mean, when it comes to like jokes and political and social topics and things like that, anything I say off air is not going to be any different than I say on air.
I just don't understand why it has to be such a big divide between what you can say between your friends and what you can say in a comedy club or, in public. Why do people get so fucking hypersensitive as soon as there's like more than 50 people hearing it?
Honestly, my hypothesis is that it's like the popular thing to do.
Yeah.
It's like, no matter what your private feelings are on a matter, you better, if you're on a certain political side, you better get out there publicly and like shame people for racism and Islamophobia and stuff, because it's just the fad now. It's like it's pop culture at this point,
Yeah, of course. And everything moves in waves, but you don't want to take those waves too far, because then the other wave is going to be huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you start alienating people. Those alienated people are going to go underground, get more radicalized because you force them underground, and they're going to come back with a fucking vengeance.
Yeah. There's something to be said for centrism.
Yeah, I mean, now centrism can also kind of grow out of control and lead to like indivisiveness. And you end up with
indecisiveness, or
yeah, that's what I meant. I'm tired. Yeah, indecisiveness.
Right.
And before you know it, people can't make up their mind about one thing or another. Or they don't choose a side at all on anything. They just go, okay, I see your point there, and I see your point there. And, there's nothing
Okay,
wrong
well
with that.
that's not okay. That's not really what I mean with centrism. Is just kind of not being so fucking partisan.
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, I
Like
get what you're
I
saying.
mean, I am the way I look at it is more like I'm interested in issues. I don't really care about the parties that much. Like, okay, well, what do we need to get done? What do the different people want to do about it? And just judge from that on the issues. Obviously we have the system we have, and it's not going to change anytime soon. But I would much rather see us vote for issues than vote for one person who's a member of this party, and then you have to buy every fucking thing they say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, shit in one hand and wish in the other. See which one fills up faster.
Mm. Yeah, obviously it's not going to change anytime soon. This is what we have, and we have to choose the lesser of two evils, and that's just the way it is. But it would be nice to be able to just concentrate on, okay, what do I feel about this issue, and what do I feel about that issue? Because I don't see any political party that fills all my boxes.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm the same way. Like
Mhm.
a lot of people, to a lot of people, I'm very right wing because of my fiscal politics, but
Mhm.
socially, I'm pretty accepting of all things. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do get on the internet and make fun of stupid people, like so that
Right.
kind of comes off of. But you got to separate the character from the person. And at the end of the day, insult comedians are supposed to be insulting, but don't ever take anything I take that seriously. I mean, don't lose sleep over it if I offend somebody simply because I'm dressed like a fucking wizard. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you
But
know,
I think you hit on an interesting point there, and I think that's that a lot of people do think that maybe centrism is about being indecisive and shit, and that's not the way I see it. Um, I just you know don't don't want to buy everything one party has to say. It's just
no,
I have an opinion on everything. It's just they don't all align with one party. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, yeah, you got to take everything with a grain of salt and just, you got to analyze each individual incident or policy or, whatever to, individually, and then make a informed decision based on your worldviews. You don't have to just buy party politics because
No, I'm getting it's boring with people who are so indoctrinated that they'll buy anything just if the
oh
right
yeah,
person says it.
and that's happening on all sides. I'm not
Oh
picking a
yeah,
side when it comes to that.
yeah, sure. It's just okay, just take it easy with the partisanship. But then again, right now there is a lot of craziness going on the progressive side, shall we say?
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, no,
it's hard to be uh, truly objective about that. That's for sure.
yeah, but honestly, I think they're fucking losing, dude.
Well,
It's just
like I
everything's
said,
blown up in their fucking face. Everything is just blown up.
like I said, politics and fashion and everything moves in waves. So
Yep.
it's just if you're winning now, you're going to be losing in the next 5 years or however long these waves move in. Different. There are probably different waves for fashion and different ways for politics and all that, and that are longer or shorter. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I think the big news of the week, I mean, it was a little overshadowed by the Jussie Smollett thing,
Mhm.
but I think the big actual news of the week is the Mueller report,
Right.
a whole lot of,
Before we get that there, let me do the super chats here. Mistaken Reaper 22 says hi Magog and hi Undoomed. How are you all?
Good.
Yep, we're good. How are you doing, man? And then Donnie, see here, Donnie says, perfect time for Undoomed, for some Undoomed. Working overnight, installation on audio system. Oh, installing an audio system overnight. What kind of service is that? That's kind of interesting. Can you come over and install my audio system? who gets that? That's like pretty cool. Perfect time to be listening. Thanks for everything you do. Thank you very much, Donnie, for your support. I'm just curious where you can get like overnight audio installment in the middle of the night. That's kind of
Let me dust off the old. Let me dust off the old 8-track player and install it at 2 a.m.
Yeah, that's like a high-end service. He's got to be working for Bang & Olufsen or something.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
Okay. Kyle Dawson says, I'm back. Freedom of speech time. And then we got to see Kyle there, obviously. Great stream. I'm a French Mexican American that is for white nationalism. Yay or nay? Tulsi 2020 and Trump 2020. I don't care about white nationalism. That's not my thing. I don't think nationalism in itself is inherently a bad thing. It definitely serves a purpose, but yeah, I'm not a white nationalist. That's not my thing. What about you?
No, I don't really. I don't really care about arbitrary physical things.
Exactly. I'm not for any type of identity politics. You know, I don't. That's not what I would like us to categorize each other according to. I think we should categorize each other according to, is that a person who stays within the law and is a law-abiding citizen and he's a great guy to be around, or a girl or whatever. They're doing what they're supposed to do and taking care of themselves and their family. You know, what else do you want to? Why would you want to judge people on other things? Like judge them on what they do.
Yeah, and I think he's just kind of trolling a little bit because the whole free speech thing. Yeah. He also goes on to say Tulsi 2020. Tulsi Gabbard is a Samoan American from Hawaii who's also a Hinduist. I don't think a white nationalist is like.
No. I just sort of took it as he wanted to see that lineup.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe he wanted to see Tulsi go against Trump, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I think that's what he's saying, but I don't think he's gonna be praising that.
He could just be fucking trolling us. That's fine too. Thanks for your support anyhow.
Right.
So I don't know, but anyway, I'm not a big supporter of identity politics, as you all know. If you've been watching my channel, I hate identity politics. Anyway, Miss Murder says, I'm at work at a university overnight shift. They have night shifts at universities now?
Security does.
Oh,
because people live on university campuses.
Yeah, I should have read the next sentence. Yeah, glorified desk work with security. I'm allowed to have one earbud in. Okay, not great pay, but it has its benefit. All right, yeah. Obviously, security is something you would. I was just like, wow, I should have read ahead. Thought they had like overnight students and shit. Donnie says it's for fast food restaurants. Okay. I get it. I get it. That makes sense. You have to
come in. That's the best time to install.
2 a.m. at McDonald's to do the shit. Right. That makes sense.
Right.
Cool. And then let's see. Next one is Kyle Dawson. Tulsi 2020 because of her anti-war stance. Okay. So
a lot of people like her for that.
That's okay.
Yeah. She served in the armed forces and was in Iraq and all that stuff. So she's pretty anti-war. She's seen it. She's been up.
That's a fair point. I don't think we should be spending wars on fucking going on kicking everyone's ass. It's not really. I mean, it's fun to watch, but I don't think we should be spending money on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Like I have a weird stance on war because I served in the military, and I went to Iraq and I did convoys and did all kinds of crazy shit, and
Right.
I can see why people would want. Like I'm a mixture. Like I completely understand being against pointless wars because we've got to let some of these countries kind of do things on their own and have their own independence and change their own countries and stuff like that. And I don't think we should be playing big brother to every little country that gets into a scrap all over the damn world, because that just makes us look like the big bully that comes in and starts kicking ass and taking names. But there are justified wars, in my opinion. I mean, World War II, for instance. So
hell yeah.
I'm a mix. Sometimes an asshole just needs to get his ass kicked,
Sure.
like, you rolled snake eyes in the asshole lottery, man.
That's the thing. Turn. Yeah. Of course, that's the thing. Like, Iraq 1, fucking do it, man. Iraq 2, no, come on.
Right, exactly. I
mean, Iraq 1, they had a nice incentive in terms of Kuwait being invaded. Okay, no, you can't invade fucking Kuwait. We're going to come over and kick your ass. Stop it. No, I won't stop it. All right, we're coming over and kicking your ass then.
Yep.
Pretty nice and simple, clean cut. Iraq 2, like, you have WMDs. No, we don't. Yes, you do, because the CIA said so. Come on.
Yeah, but they did. That's one thing. I hate that fucking rhetoric. I really do.
Okay.
I was over there. They had WMDs. I don't know why people think WMD only means nuke. It doesn't. Weapons of mass destruction can also include chemical and biological weapons.
That's not what the CIA said, though. They totally lied.
Yeah, but the CIA lies. Like, that's for a living. But they did have WMDs. They just didn't have nukes.
Well, they didn't have any significant ones.
Yeah, they did. Fucking, we knew he did. We watched on the news as he used sarin gas and killed thousands of Kurds. We literally knew he did it. Saddam Hussein fucking did it. He gassed the Kurds. He literally.
Okay, well, then you know something that I don't, because maybe because this is way back when I was still a normie, so maybe I just bought into the fucking mainstream media back then.
Now,
but I just sort of
going over there to get the WMDs was the excuse that because
but they never found anything according to the mainstream media.
Yeah, he moved them out into Pakistan by the time we got there.
Right. So,
but no, you got to understand, man. Like, we knew he had weapons like that because he used them on the Kurds, but us going over there for that was like years later. So we were basically using 9/11 as an excuse to go finish Daddy's war. And I get that argument. I completely understand that. But don't be saying they didn't have WMDs. We physically saw him gas the Kurds with sarin gas.
Well, I'm totally like willing to admit that maybe I was brainwashed by the MSN back then, because I was just a normie,
Yeah. And that's
just what that was the thing you were fed all over and over again. Like, yeah, he never had any fucking WMDs, and it was just the war was a complete lie and everything. So but the point of that is, of course, that even if that's true, I'm not sure it was such a good idea anyway. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, you can have that.
It was the Daddy's war kind of thing.
No, I totally get that part of it. I just hate that one argument. They never had WMDs. Bullshit. Saddam was a fucking psychopath. He needed to go, and he rolled snake eyes in the asshole lottery. Like, it was just.
Yeah, he's like they say in Texas. He just needed killing.
Yep.
That's true.
I'm sorry, like 5,000 fucking Kurdish women and children fucking died overnight from sarin gas because of that fucking dickhole. I am not sad he's dead. Sorry.
No, obviously not. He's a really, really bad dictator, or was. And he did some fucking serious shit. So the question is, should we have invaded the country, or should we just have sent a SEAL team to shoot him in the head?
I would have preferred that. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
Right.
9/11 was the excuse for us to do a lot of stupid shit. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking the sides of all the things.
Mhm.
I just don't like that one argument. Like the left loves to pull that one out. They never had WMDs. You lying sacks of shit. You
Well, that's
own the news companies that reported on the Kurds being killed.
That's interesting. That's interesting because, like I said, I've probably never heard any counter argument to that. And back then, that wasn't something you really thought about. You just swallowed what the media said. And since then, I've never really had any reason to look into it again. So,
well, I'm glad I could educate you.
yeah. Well, that's interesting because I've never heard anyone say that they actually did have them. I've only heard it being hammered into my head over and over again that, no, they actually didn't have any fucking WMDs.
Yeah, there was a lot of depleted uranium and stuff like that found as well. I mean, they didn't have any physical nukes, but they were working up to it.
Mm-hmm. Right. All right. So let's let me take care of some super chats. Jarl Falstaff.
Yep.
Falstaff. All right.
Jarl.
Says, I'm a centrist with firm opinions. Hail Magog and greetings Undoomed. Yep.
Hail.
That's sounds like a good plan. Agree with that. Let's see what else is here. Vomit GPP sausage. That is an interesting name. I'm sure there's a story behind that. Says, I hate identity politics. # no lives matter. Yeah, on the cosmic scale of things, you're absolutely right. We're all going to be fall prey to entropy, and the universe is going to suffer the heat death or the cold death or whatever. So there you go.
Yeah, gotta love those nihilist hashtags.
Yeah. But they're true. So there's that.
Yeah, sure.
I like the Spike Man says, stop dating snake women. Your sister is only a room away. That's words to live by, isn't it?
I guess so. Yeah, he has a weird brain. I like it.
Yeah. He's got a good brain going there. Miss Murderer says, I want Mattis to run for POTUS simply because his campaign slogan could be Mad Dog 2020. Yeah, that's a good slogan.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. Savage says, I served in Iraq as a machine gunner in the infantry. Iraq was not justified. We shouldn't have gone, but that doesn't mean I like them. That doesn't mean I like them because I don't. Their culture teaches kids to cut heads off of everyone that's not them. Right.
Well, thank you for your service there, buddy.
Yeah.
I was over there too. We chewed some of the same dirt, and I can tell you, I've seen some shit.
I'm sure you have, man. And I'm sure you have too, Savage. So thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I mean, obviously, everyone's heard some shit, and obviously, you've seen some shit. So that could be a downer to talk about.
Yeah, I don't want to go into details, honestly.
Yeah, I get that. And Savage says again here, the only way to fix Iraq would be an extremely brutal one, but it would be effective. Want to know what it is?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Ultimate destruction.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if you're talking about glassing them with nukes, but I'm sure you'll advise us of what your solution is. .com says, worried about EMP power grid attacks. Russia prepping, maybe. Are you?
Are you prepping?
Oh, are you? I thought it was Russia, like short for Russia. Well, Russia could be prepping for an EMP, right?
Yes, probably.
It could be that. No, I guess he's saying, "Are you prepping?" No, I'm not prepping. I think it's like I just don't have the time, dude. It's just there's no fucking way. I'm so fucking busy. I do understand that it's probably a cool hobby though, right?
What, prepping?
Yeah, I mean,
Depends on how serious you take it.
I guess, but it used to be like maybe 5 years ago or something. There was a lot of prepping shows on TV, and they looked like they had great fun. Remember that?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
They're
fun.
like doing all this shit, and they're having fun, and they're having their meetings with their fellow preppers, and they're building little things to survive the nuclear war and all that. It looked like they had great fun, but fuck, I don't have time for that shit. But I think they it looked like they had fun. So, that's all that counts, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, I can see the appeal because I collect guns myself and stuff, but I won't ever go as far as like building an underground bunker and shit like that.
Started collecting all the canned foods, and
Yeah, I got time for that. That's an expensive hobby. No.
yeah, but I totally see it as a hobby. Like I can understand that. Like, yeah, you got to do something with your time and your money, and why not? If that's what you think is fun, fucking do it.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
It's just not what I prioritize because I hope that I'm right under the nuke when it happens.
Yeah,
I'm just gone, and that's fine.
There's just a shadow of me on a wall.
Yeah.
I just got vaporized, and there's just this nice ash outline of me just flipping the wall.
I don't think where I'm at is going to be spared. So
no.
It's I don't.
Where I am might be because who the fuck thinks of bombing Arkansas? Like
yeah, you got a better chance of that. Plus, you're fucking living out in the woods. You got your own private place and shit. Yeah, you should probably take that up as a little side hobby, but not too much. Just put like one can in there a month.
I want to buy a tank. Can I buy a tank? I want to buy a tank.
I'm sure you can, but I'm sure it's not as much fun in reality though.
No, you can buy a tank. You honestly can. There's websites that sell them, army surpluses and stuff. But
yeah,
to legally sell them in the United States, you have to disarm the guns.
Sure, but you can do a lot of damage with a tank without a gun, though.
Yeah,
run over people and cars and.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah,
I actually drove a tank once because I was in England, and there was a place you could go and pay money and have like a little paintball war, and then you get in a tank and drive it around their course and stuff. It was a World War II, diesel Scorpion, British Scorpion, and it was fun. So much fun. Driving a tank is so much fun. I can't describe to you how much man you feel.
The man is just like one
man.
Yeah. It's like one step above having a Hummer with a fucking minigun on it.
Right. Those little Scorpion tanks that British built in World War II, they were fast because they built them to keep up with the Panzer.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a fun little fucking tank to fucking go up and down a road course and shit and fire big ass like paintballs at the other tank. It was fun.
All right. J Lord says alt right and she's both suck. I don't get that sentence.
Yeah, it's a strange wording of a sentence. I wonder if it's like auto-corrected or something. I don't know.
It must be auto-corrected. It's like alt right and she's both suck. Probably like, did we talk about a woman?
Tulsi Gabbard? maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I guess he means the alt right and Tulsi Gabbard sucks or something. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, well, you'll have to correct us, but I guess if that's what you mean, I can agree with that. Let's see here. Savage is back here. Let's see if I. There we go. Savage says, "Kill everyone over age 7 and reteach. And yes, any details on my tour would be private with a lot of rum." Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things. You just go to the VFW or something, and you just get drunk and talk it out with some guys who know what the fuck you went through.
Yeah, I guess you would know what that means more than I would.
Yeah.
Because yeah, you've been there.
Yeah, 424 medium truck detachment.
Yeah.
Good times.
Andy Savage also says is back here with another super chat. Look into buildings. Look into building your own guns. 80% rifles and pistols. Same cost, if not lower. Best part, no serial numbers.
Yep. Right. Yeah, you can buy most of the gun without having to register it. And then if you build the bottom half yourself, you don't have to have a serial number or anything. And in Arkansas, that's perfectly legal. You can build. Right. If you build your own weapon, you don't have to register it or anything.
It's probably not legal in California.
No, it's not. But in Arkansas, I can build a gun, and fuck, you could I looked it on the books, man. In Arkansas, this surprised me. Flamethrowers are legal in Arkansas.
Yeah, because you might want to go out in your backyard and do some weed work.
Yeah, they're used for clearing brush on farms.
Yeah. So that makes sense if you're like a hillbilly. Why not just go out and fucking
if you build it yourself,
napalming on back porch.
Now, obviously, if you build something that's fully automatic, because there's that's a loophole, but it's not okay, you don't have to register it if you build it yourself. However, if your neighbors call the police on you because you've built a minigun and you're cutting down trees in the forest, the cops might show up and arrest you because fully automatic is without a special license is fucking illegal. So, but yeah, you can build your own guns here and own them. And
plus, it'd be pretty fucking expensive to cut down your forest with a minigun.
Right.
I mean, it looks great in the Predator, or actually not the Predator, but Predator when they do that. But I think it's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know how much does it fire? It's like fucking thousands of rounds a minute or something.
Yeah, it depends on what you build.
Yeah, but I mean like a minigun.
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, it depends on the motor that's on it and how fast it spins and how fast it fires. But yeah, you can get 80, 100 rounds a second or something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah. And then how much does a round cost? I don't even know what rounds they use on that thing.
Yeah, it depends on the caliber. Of course, we have I have a buddy who works at the Remington factory here because their bullet factory is here in Arkansas. Mm-hmm. And they got a little store inside that only employees are allowed to buy. Mm-hmm. And they get to buy all the stuff that doesn't pass inspection to go to the stores. So they get it at huge discounts. Mm-hmm. My buddy got me because I have a little pinion rifle that I like to just shoot little tin targets with. Mm-hmm. It's a little Henry 22 long rifle and lever action Henry. And I just love that little gun because I just like to go outside and ping, 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 ping. That's so fun to shoot. But he got me 1,000 rounds of 22 long rifle for $40.
Nice.
I got a buddy who hooked me up with a lot of ammo for cheap. It won't be the best ammo because it didn't pass inspection, but who gives a fuck? I'm just shooting targets anyway.
Yeah. That's nice for that purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. All right. Miss Murder super chat here says, speaking of guns, just got my FOID card 2 days ago.
Yep. Concealed carry license. Firearm owner's identification card.
If you're a security guard, I thought you had to have that.
No, not necessarily. College campuses don't.
I guess I'm thinking of private investigators.
Yeah, no, they definitely do. But like some security it depends on the college, but some security doesn't even have firearms because it's a college
Right.
campus. Yeah.
Yeah. Because God help if they could actually do something when there's a mass shooting.
They're only allowed like tasers and pepper spray and stuff like that.
Harsh language. Yeah.
Are you get on the ground or I will tell you to get on the ground again.
You fucking moron. Yeah.
Not here, Mike. It's Arkansas, dude. I don't give a man. Most security guards at the colleges I went to here in Arkansas when I was using my GI Bill was man, they were like off-duty cops or that were looking for like an extra part-time job to make extra money, or they were retired police officers, and yeah, they had guns. They had fucking. We learned from the Jonesboro fucking shooting, man. No, we don't. No, security guards at high schools have fucking guns in this fucking state.
Yeah, I can imagine.
How come?
Kind of like Texas.
Gee, how come? I wonder why there hasn't been a school shooting in over a decade in Arkansas.
Gee, go figure.
I wonder why.
Yeah, but that's logic, Can't use that.
Like that's why like you always hear these like mass shootings and stuff like that, and they're always sad to hear. And the left always likes to come out and blame the guns and everything, but it can't be the guns, because we'd have a lot more problems in this country if it was just the guns. It's like as soon as you touch a gun, you become a psycho. That's not the way it works. That's why you never hear of a mass shooting at a gun show.
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck wants to shoot up a gun show? Everybody's armed. Everybody. You'd walk through the door and be like, aha! You'd shoot the first like 2 people, and then everybody would just
yeah, instantly dead.
Yes. You never see it, man. It was like I love saying that to the radical left when they start blaming guns and shit. I'm like, yeah, tell me when was the last shooting at a gun show?
Mm-hmm.
They always choose soft targets. That's the point of terrorism.
Of course, they're always talking about getting more gun-free zones, and it's always the gun-free zones that gets attacked.
Shuts up, yeah, and the mainstream news is on a particular bend. Most mainstream news doesn't report on the incidences where guns have saved lives. They only report on the tragedies. So you never hear about the stories that all happen all the time, like the one I recently saw on Twitter of a young lady who had a pistol in her purse and was eating breakfast, and these guys come in to rob the joint with guns and started shooting, and she pulled out her gun and fucking capped them motherfuckers. Like, probably saved like a dozen lives, because she decided to pull out her firearm and blow their fucking heads off.
That's a superhero right there, man.
Right? Yep.
Yeah. Dark Death sent $1, no message. Thank you for that. Let's see here. Savage is back. He says, I'm sure everyone agrees. Got to remember the 4 B's: bikes, boobs, beer, bullets. Yeah, I think that's words to live by.
Oh yeah, good times there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sure. I'm more of a car guy. Can we come up with a word that starts with B for cars? I don't know.
Yep.
I can't think of anything. Dark Death is back. It says, as nerdy, loves card games, computers, anime, etc. As a nerdy, loves all that stuff. Firefighter, raised by an army stepdad living in California, and taught politics by my 60-year-old Italian grandpa, puts me in a weird position.
I bet it does.
That sounds like a really awkward position right there.
Quite the eclectic upbringing you've had there.
Yeah.
Hey, at least you're getting like exposed to like all different sides and point of views and life experiences. A lot of these people,
that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Yeah, they're raised in like an echo chamber and protected from everything by their parents. And then when they get out in the real world, they're like, "What? The real world is shit? I had no idea." And then they
Yeah, that's when you get those fuckheads screaming at campuses like, this is supposed to be a home." No, you fuckhead. It's supposed to be a fucking university where you go for 4 years and then you get out and fucking work. Now shut up and do your thing.
Yep. The world doesn't give a shit about you. Like, people need to learn that, like, right out the gate, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, be thankful you live in a country where you can have way more rights and privileges and make more money and live in nicer places and have nicer healthcare than other parts of the world, because guess what? The world doesn't give a fuck.
No.
They don't
I
give a
mean,
fuck. That's why I hate these little fucking liberal girls that are all like, "I'm gonna prove that human nature is good," and go hiking through Iraq alone. And then they end up raped and murdered and their head cut off. And it's like, why did the men do that? And it's like, because they don't give a shit about your fucking politics. They don't care. They are fucking psychopaths.
I guess they were expecting to be protected by their progressivism or something.
Yeah, no, I guess so. Or they just they get taught
because you're talking about that case, right? That happened like a month
couple
ago.
of them happened, yeah. But there was one even more recently than the other like 3 I've seen. And it was like, why are these people like backpacking through these horrible fucking countries to kind of like prove that it's safe and it's, like
it was somewhere in like, I don't know, the Middle East or Northern Africa or something, right?
Yeah.
At least the one I'm thinking about. I don't remember much details, but I think it was like maybe like a couple of Danish girls or something.
Yeah, and they were just, it's like horrible shit like that happens when you don't know how to protect yourself, or you live by this ideological standard that doesn't match the real world.
Mm-hmm.
Like they seem to think, because they're so sheltered by their upbringing and they're so privileged by the good country that they live in, that they think the rest of the world is like that. They think that there is, they're like, these men will just like, these fucking savages with fucking machetes are going to be like, "Oh, we can't, she's a white woman from the West. We can't harm her because of her feminism is overpowering." Like, no, they're going to chop you into little fucking fish bait,
The overpowering feminism.
Jesus fucking Christ, these people are insane. They're like, "I'm going to go backpacking through Iraq to prove that, the Islam is a religion of peace." And then it's like, "Oh, my head's on a spike."
Oops.
Okay, yeah.
Whoopsie.
Little
bad side trip there, Yeah. No, but I think that's probably, like you say, it's something that happens when you're too sheltered. You've just, your parents have been fucking looking out for you all your life and made sure you only meet nice people. And you don't even, it doesn't even enter into your mind that there could be bad people out there.
Yeah.
And if there are, well, someone should have taken care of them. Like they should have been put into a prison or something.
Yeah, it's really sad though. I still feel bad because these people, they're raised on basically the harshest, meanest, evilest shit they see is on the internet, but they're protected from behind their screen in front of their keyboard, and they get in out. They're raised to believe that words are weapons, and then they go out into the real world and find out no, weapons are weapons.
Weapons are weapons. Yeah. Talk is cheap. That's an old saying that should make a comeback.
And oh, by the way, side note, it's actually quite easy to get laid in the Middle East because vagina is just a stone's throw away. I cracked that joke on the Saints the other night, and Jeff just like got up and walked off screen. He was like, no, I can't. I'm sorry.
What, was he offended?
No, he was laughing, but man,
okay.
Get my Twitch channel shut down, Magog. Don't invite me on as a guest.
Oh, Twitch is like even more fucked up right now, right?
Even Matt Jarbo's in the chat going, Jesus, Magog.
No, well, I like them offensive jokes.
Listen, I've seen the world. I served in the military. I've seen some dark shit. If you cannot make jokes about the dark things in your life, you're gonna go insane.
I totally believe that. And that I don't even think it just applies to you military guys.
No, that's my personal life experience, but I mean that applies across the board.
I think that applies because everyone's worst shit is their worst shit.
Yeah.
I understand that there is some sort of scale, but even though there is that scale, whatever is worse in your life, that's the worst thing in your life. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you can say that this person had this horrific thing that they experienced, but another person who had something that objectively you might consider much more not so bad. That's the worst thing that happened to them, and that's still going to be the worst thing that ever happened to them. So it's pointless.
Fucking little nigga in the chat says, Magog, I am dark shit. Yeah, I like you. You can take it. The people need to learn how to take a fucking joke. I mean, yeah, some of the shit is real dark and it's mean and it's fucking savage, but deep down, like the Jim Jeffries situation, it just proves that like you can still laugh at it. It doesn't have to, like, I ask this question all the time, like, what happens when somebody's offended? Like, what actually happens? Like,
nothing.
Do they get sick? Do they have to go to the hospital? Like,
nothing happens.
Nothing happens. The world just nothing happens. Literally nothing happens except for you being offended.
Yeah.
That's all that happens.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's like
jokes radicalize.
Even if you like you are offended, then 5 minutes later you won't be. It's the big problem.
Right.
Like I mean, it's like what's his name? Hughes. Like he's also like a Australian comedian. He says that. Remember that comic thing? He's the guy that says that. Like, what happens when you're offended? Nothing fucking happens.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like a stand-up show where he fucking talks about that all the time.
Yeah, that's the clip that like woke me up to that way of thinking. Like I saw that clip from that comedian. I just didn't know his name. So when you said Hughes, I was like, I just saw it on Twitter and I was like, he's fucking right.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, fucking boy bands offend me.
Yeah, like
what does that matter? Nobody cares.
It's like don't get me wrong, there is extremism and people. I think extremism on both sides or all sides or however you want to look at the political line or whatever, but extremism, no matter what, is like filled with people who fucking have no sense of humor. They take everything so fucking seriously.
Yeah, but that's kind of like the extremist groupies. I think the real extremists, those guys who go around shooting people or being suicide bombers and all that stuff, those are just psychopaths. And 2 to 3% of the population will always be psychopaths.
Yeah.
We just have to sort of have certain safeguards against that. I understand that we have to have like the FBI and they have to have certain rights to, when they get tips, they have to be able to look into your fucking phone records and shit. Because, yeah, 2 to 3% of the population are psychopaths. That's the way it's always been. That's the way it's always going to be. It's like, for some evolutionary purpose, those psychopaths are apparently useful in a crunch in our, distant history. So they're always going to be there. And we just have to have certain precautions against that. But it's not like they're going to fucking take over the world.
Only if we let them.
Yeah. But the thing is, yes, okay, that's a good point. We did have Germany, those fucking BMW idiots. Sure, okay. I get that, but that's not the kind of guy we have to worry about today, because back then they didn't have any sort of um, they didn't have any frame of reference for that. Even there was no one who even thought that was a wrong thing to think. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
They didn't have that sort of they didn't have any experience with it. It was new, and that's why I think that if we get like a new dictator, they're not going to take over on some fucking Nazi platform. They're going to take over on like maybe environmentalism.
Oh, it's gonna be pure like identitarianism.
Well, it
It's
could be
gonna
that, but
yeah.
no. I think it's more likely that they would take over on environmentalism, because that's something you could rally people behind. Like, yeah, we're going to have to, we're going to have a totalitarian state to save the fucking planet, man.
Yeah, no, don't get me started on the environmental movement, man, because it's like, okay, I like that we're recycling. I like that the parks are cleaner and that we're not just throwing garbage out of our windows
Sure,
anymore. And
sure.
but I just don't buy all of it. I'm a bit of a
But
skeptic because
it doesn't matter if you buy it or not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that's the kind of thing that a dictator could write in on.
oh, of course,
They could never write in on, yeah, we're gonna bring back slavery.
yeah, I mean that's pretty
That
much
could
the
never fly again.
no, no,
We
no, and that's pretty much the platform of Comrade Alexandria Ocasio Cortez.
mhm.
Comrade Alexandria is like all about the we're gonna die in 10 years if we don't change the climate. And boy, she came up with some really radically extreme ideas to kickstart the new environmental movement that would, like I
Yeah,
saw.
and she's bringing in a lot of fans. That's how you can
Oh yeah, no,
get people behind you today. You couldn't do it with
but
any
she's also losing because I
identitarian
mean,
shit.
fuck, they put that bill up to vote and it was like
Yeah,
shit,
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
57-0. Nobody fucking voted for it. Like,
No. She's not going to do it now, or maybe she's been already passed over, but someone could write it on that one, is what I'm
oh
saying.
yeah, no,
That's a card that you could use in politics, and probably write in and justify all sorts of totalitarian shit.
yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. I mean, that's why the new Green Deal was like this environmental shit, but attached to it was all this like identitarian, like free fucking healthcare for everybody and fucking, racial equality and equity and, government paycheck to people unwilling to work. Like, it was like what does that have to do with environmentalism? But she attached it to it
Yeah.
because if that's the vehicle that people like her are using to also push their identitarian agenda.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
then they can support that and they can feel virtuous
right?
by supporting it. And then she can use that virtuousness to implement well, now she can't, because she doesn't actually have that. She's not charismatic enough to do that. But if someone charismatic enough did it, they could ride that whole thing right up to totalitarianism.
Well, that's what I was saying. I just don't buy all of it. I want to see more data and stuff because it's like, how many times have we been let down by the predictions of environmentalists?
Yeah,
Like,
many times. But I don't know if it's like even useful to talk about that, because um, it couldn't hurt to do what we can about it. But if we're
yeah,
gonna,
but it has to be done in the right time frame. I mean, we're
yeah.
not
But
there
here's the thing:
technologically.
like, there's this saying,
You know,
like, it's better to die standing up than on your knees or whatever, right? So
yeah, sure.
so if we have to go full totalitarian and everything to save the planet, then fuck the planet, all right?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if we have to go full fucking totalitarian 1984 state, then I think it's better that we just fucking die,
Yeah,
because there are
they're
certain prices that are too high.
And maybe this is the time that the Earth has chosen to end us anyway. Like, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
What if we're past the point of no return already?
Maybe the Earth is like, those fucking dinosaurs, they weren't so bad. Let's bring those guys back.
Let me tell you something about the environmental thing, and this is all I have to say.
Mhm.
All this shit, but man, like how they're talking about like the ozone layer and the fucking sun and everything like that. And I'm like, man, when I was a kid, it was like the 80s. When I was a kid, I remember the sun being hot.
Mhm.
It was hot.
Mhm.
Like what? Like, do you think people in the Dust Bowl were like, fucking climate change, global warming? No, they were like, man, it hasn't rained in a while.
Right.
We don't know. We have barely enough data. I mean, this shit is, what was it like? Al Gore's prediction was that the ice caps would be melted by like what, 2015 or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well, that came and went, didn't it? Like, this is why people are disenfranchised with the climate change movement, is because everything's always been fucking wrong since like the 70s. Everything's been, don't get me wrong, some good things came out of it. New ways of building landfills, for garbage. We turn them into methane power plants, basically, and they're better for the environment, and they don't seep into the ground table, the water table anymore and stuff into the ground. And those are all good things that have progressed.
I'm not at all advocating sticking your head in your sand at all, but you just have to think about the price. But I think that like you said, I remember that too. There was a lot of shit, because they were talking about we're moving into a new ice age. I remember that one.
Yeah, there was that, and then
and the
then people tried to,
oil is going to run out by the year 2000.
And then people tried to sell us the whole, like, the Earth's going to heat up and greenhouse effect, and it's going to just get warmer and warmer, and then we won't even be able to go outside without radiation suits. And then it got really cold for like 5 years, had the coldest winters on history. And people were like, oh yeah, it's like a bounce back rebound effect of global warming. What the fuck? Like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah. Sometimes you should learn to shut the fuck up.
I actually saw this, like an actual report from an environmentalist agency that was actually funded by like NGOs and stuff. It wasn't like unbiased. They wanted funding, right? So you can already kind of tell in order to get more money, they're obviously going to skew their results a little bit. I remember reading this like report, and it literally said in that report that it's getting colder because the Earth is heating up.
Okay, well, like I said, you should learn when to shut up, because you don't want to put shit out.
And I went, that sentence
stuff like that out there.
Yeah, I was like, that sentence hurts my brain. Like,
yeah, if that's the best way you can explain it, then shut the fuck up. You don't need to even utter those words, because that's just going to confuse the issue.
Yeah, like even if they go into
if that's an actual scientific explanation of it, then shut the fuck up. Don't tell people about it, because you're just being like counterproductive.
I just want to point out that the sun was hot back when Hitler was in power. Coincidence?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I like taking care of the environment, but I just don't buy all of it. There's so much of it out there that's being pushed as an agenda instead of being true science,
That's really there's like some famous quote about that, like the worst, I don't know who said that, but someone said like the worst thing that ever happened to environmentalism was that Al Gore made it a left-wing issue.
Yeah.
Why'd you attach all this other shit to it?
Oh yeah.
That's so counterproductive.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. Like, I like the good old days when Iron Eyes Cody was just trying to tell us to stop throwing our shit on the fucking ground. Like that was a clear, concise message. He was the crying Indian man who wasn't even Indian. He was Italian. But anyway, he was the crying Indian guy on an 80s commercial that, like everybody felt bad and stopped littering because of that fucking commercial. That's a good, clear, concise thing that we can all get behind. But when you come out and be like, oh, fucking evil Republicans are destroying the world through climate change, like we're some sort of like mustache twirling Bond villains. Fuck off. Fuck off.
Yeah. All right. So Savage is back with another super chat. Says some lib yelled at me for hate speech and said it was violence, and I had assaulted them. They plural. Sorry.
Then they.
Then okay.
Yeah.
Then they pushed me. They now have a real example of violence and assault. It was educational, in my opinion. Lol. Yeah, have a good one. Okay, well that's interesting because I don't understand this talk about violence. I mean, words being violence. Like, why do we need a distinction for violence then? Then it's just everything is fucking violence. If it's talk,
we have to.
If talk is violence, then then nothing matters.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, my previous comment, just side note, I think we should like get behind a movement that I think just to troll the left, all centrist libertarians and right-leaning individuals, because with all of those groups I just mentioned just get painted alt-right anyway. Mm-hmm. We should all grow mustaches and take pictures of ourselves twirling them.
Well, you can do that.
No, Mrs. Clinton, I expect you to die.
Oh, I like that. That's good.
Now we're gonna have a bunch of memes of people like Republicans want freaking sharks with laser beams on their head.
Well, I mean, who wouldn't?
Who doesn't?
That's not news,
right?
Fuck. All right. Miss Murder says, "Lol, my biological mother killed most of my everyone is nice ideas. Verbal abuse is a bitch, lol. Plus raised by a guy, shattered all entitlements too. Raised by guys, shattered all entitlements too. Yeah, I think that just proves that, I don't know if that was your father, but, it proves that fathers or father figures are important.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think mothers are there to kind of teach you to be empathetic, and fathers are there to teach you to limit your empathy because real life will kick you in the nuts.
Well, I think they overuse the word empathy.
Yeah,
it's not
a nice balance. It's a nice balance.
It's not like, you have to limit your empathy. It's about, suck it up. That doesn't mean you limit your empathy. It means suck it up. That's a different thing.
People are so empathetic, it has made them like identitarian, authoritarian. Like, think of it like this. This is how I see it in my head. Mommy goes, deep down, people are good people. And then daddy goes, yeah, but if somebody comes at you, punch him in the face. Like if they lay hands on you, daughter, stab them. Like, here's a gun to protect yourself from the evil rapists. And like, you got to prepare your children for the bad, but you also have to teach them that there is an overwhelming good too. I think that's important.
Right. Sanguine Kaiser says, to all the easily offended out there, here's my favorite response. Look upon this field I grow my fucks, and notice it is barren.
Yep.
That is pretty much what I would say too. Good response, man.
Oh yeah, it's a good saying.
Yeah. And Savage is back. Did y'all hear about Coast Guard guy with a hit list and AOC was on it? Why the fuck did we stop him? She's,
God.
she's stupid. Tells you about her voters. Huh? I actually missed that. I don't know what that's about.
That's a salty meme. She played that up too. I mean, because she likes to take pretty much any fringe thing that happens on Twitter and say it's all about her. But basically, this guy had a list of people he wanted to kill, and she was on it. And he was like a right-leaning radical. And of course, the Secret Service or FBI or whoever like stopped him before he did anything.
Mm-hmm.
They found out about it and they fucking arrested him. But just because she was on that list, she railed on Twitter. I was on a hit list from the Republicans, and it was like, fuck off. It was a psychopath.
Not fucking Republican. Yeah, the fucking psychopath.
The Republicans are doing nothing to curb violence on their own side, and it's like, but you're not doing anything to curb violence on your side.
What do you mean? The Secret Service took care of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
how much more curbing do you want?
Right. Continue.
That's stupid.
Many super chats. So, like, I'm gonna go get a drink. You go ahead and read super chats.
Right. I just think it was. Let's see here. Next one would be, just fucking scroll here. Dark Death says, enjoy the stream. I'm out for the night, Undoomed. All right, man. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate your support, man. Scroll down here. Elijah is egoistic.
Who?
Well, that's what it says. Elijah is egoistic, not egotistic.
Already.
I think so. Anyway.
Yeah.
You should have a Patreon Discord where you type to people occasionally. It worked out for other YouTubers, and I would donate. Yeah, actually, that's interesting because me and Magog was actually talking about that right before we came on the stream. I do have a Discord. I've been fucking around with it a little bit, but I just don't have any mods for it. And apparently you need mods on Discord. So, yeah. Maybe
it is very helpful to have people in the Discord that, know how to run it and, and stuff like that. Because, I mean, as a creator, especially with an audience your size, you probably...
Yeah, because
obviously... drive you insane trying to figure all that out on your own.
Well, it's not just that. Like we talked about before, it would probably be like it'd get banned because someone would come in there and spam child porn or something, and it'd be gone within 5 minutes if there's no moderators, I guess. Because apparently Discord is kind of like Twitch and YouTube, where you can't say naughty things.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of that. And I mean,
obviously, child porn is something that should be
of course.
banned.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've heard so many different things, but anyway, I do have a Discord. I just don't. I've never sent the link to anyone, so that's something that I'm considering launching if I could find some people that could help me out with it.
I've come to really like Discord, like we were talking about. I mean, we built the Discord for SideQuest, and Weebs built it for me because I didn't know how to really run Discord, but I started using it more, and it's actually been a wonderful tool to just connect with the fans. I'll hop in like a voice room and be like, "Hey guys, I'm bored. Anybody want to come in and talk with me?" And it's really nice to be able to like reach out to fans, have private chats with people. They love it. They get interaction from their favorite creator. They help you, bounce ideas and things like that. It's been very, very, it's been surprising because I never really liked Discord at first. Like I was like, this shit's complicated. Fuck this.
Right. Well, I mean, if you want to help out with that, if you're listening to this, if you want to help out with that, hit me up on Twitter. It's not really any good to do it on in the chat here right now because I can't really track you down anyhow, even if you say I want to help out. So hit me up on Twitter with that. Obviously, my Twitter is just Undoomed, so at Undoomed. So if you want to talk to me about that, then just hit me up on Twitter. But yeah, I think it would, like people say, it would probably be a nice companion to the channel to have a Discord server. And I do have it. I just don't have people to help me run it. So that's the way it is. I'm not really, the social butterfly that's around talking to everyone. So I don't have like a huge cadre of people that can just swoop in and take care of things.
I need to create a new special chat room on my Discord for whores. I'm a huge fan of whores.
Yeah, of course. Like that should have like a certain aura to it and an elevated positions for whores. Right?
I think everybody should have a special section on their Discord for whores.
Yeah. And like, can you have like a record of who joins it?
By the way, that is not a negative or derogatory thing. I'm a big fan of whores.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the only honest profession in the world and the oldest.
Yes, it is.
Because they're basically like advertising people. They're whores, but they're not honest. So
Oh, that was a horrible joke. Oh, I'm ashamed of that. I'm ashamed of that. I really am.
Horrible.
This is the type of comedy I come up with at 3:15 a.m.
Yeah, well, it's fitting. It's very unprofessional.
Yeah, very unprofessional for this unprofessional stream. Yes.
Yeah, so it's perfect.
Yeah, man, you guys got us talking politics in the chat and shit. Man. Yeah. We didn't even get there was like an hour and a half, and we didn't even get around to the Mueller report.
Right, that's what we were gonna do.
That's where we started, and all of a sudden it was like segue after segue.
Right.
Got more segues than Google headquarters.
Well, you gotta do what the chat wants.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what about the Mueller thing? What do you think?
Oh, I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
I did. I'm not honestly, I'm not going to be ashamed of my point of view on this thing. For 2.5 fucking years, 2.5 years, it was just Russia.
Yeah, like fucking
Russia.
Maddow, fucking Rachel Maddow.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just the goddamn insanity is and to just get that sweet.
Oh yeah, that was victory. Sweet salt.
Oh,
that's
God.
like sweeter than on French fries. That salt.
I'm sorry. I don't care what you think of Trump. Love him, hate him. I read it. It's not about that. It's about the news. It's about the news and mainstream media lying their asses off and getting finally bitch slapped for it.
53% of Rachel Maddow's coverage was on Russia. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. I even saw the little video of her going, Russia. Like that quick cut.
Yeah. And that was just from one segment.
Yeah.
It was not like he watched all her videos. That was from one segment.
And it
was fucking 4 minutes of just Russia.
And it's like what other people have been saying on the internet, like other political commentators and stuff, like the fact that people are upset that he didn't collude with Russia is scary. It's fucking, shouldn't you be happy he didn't collude with Russia?
Well, some people are just not happy unless they're miserable.
I never believed it from the beginning, because it's like he didn't even think he was going to win.
You can certainly. I would certainly think it would be probable if you came up with some reasonable accusations. Like, if you said that he committed fraud, I'd be like, yeah, maybe he did that.
And honestly, like even from the more moderate leftist friends of mine, it just comes from a place of not liking Trump. They can't give him any credit for fucking anything because they just don't like him. It's full stop. It just ends there. even now they're like, oh, that's not a, they're going to investigate more. Just own it. You
Yeah,
fucking
it's like
lost.
they're all like released a report. Like, yeah, you think the report's going to say anything more when we already know he's not going to charge anyone?
There's no indictments. There's no fucking evidence. They didn't find a fucking thing. He had a team of the most highly praised investigators in our fucking generation. These people were supposed to be the top investigators of the entire government.
Mm-hmm.
He had them all working for him. They found no evidence.
I don't
Nothing.
understand why they even went down this road. I mean, like I said, if you came at me and said like, yeah, Trump, he did some tax evasion there, and he did some fraud thing with his fucking construction projects, I'd be like, yeah, I could see that happening.
Oh yeah, no,
That'd be like, yeah, maybe he could probably be shady.
Yeah, he's brash, he's shady, he's lied, he's probably done some crazy shit in his past. He's a billionaire tycoon.
But instead, you have to say that he's a fucking Russian
puppet
intelligence asset. Like, Jesus Christ, that's not. Why would a fucking billionaire, goddamn capitalist, be a Russian agent? It's like, come on. There are more believable storylines in Star Trek. Come on.
Yeah, they give him way too much credit.
You know,
like honestly, like what kind of Bond villain do you think he is? Really? Like seriously, this guy? Like really?
Yeah. Like why would you even go further than the stuff that's believable? Why don't you just go? Why don't you just start this thing with tax evasion? Like, why don't you go there?
Yeah, go there. Go any other direction.
Anyone could believe that. He's like a fucking billionaire, you know. That would be a believable accusation.
Yeah, and people don't like it when you take the stance of ha ha ha.
But he's got to be literally Hitler and literally Satan or something.
At the same time, yeah. Like he's literally the dumbest person alive while at the same time being a brilliant, mad tyrant that knows how to conquer worlds and destroy cultures. And it's like, which one is he?
Yeah.
Make up your fucking mind.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, now that we've seen like the lack of evidence, there's no fucking anything going on, and they could no indictments, nothing like that, and all this and that. Once you see it, you look back on the past 2 years and how Trump has acted, especially on like Twitter and calling people fake news and stuff. And you start to think, if you really just take a step back, put down your feelings for Trump, whether they're positive or negative or a mix of both, and literally just look at it from like your own personal point of view and put yourself in his shoes. If somebody came at you and called you a traitor, went after your family, went after you constantly, day in and day out, publicly across the fucking world, how would you act?
Yeah.
Maybe there's a reason he's fucking abrasive and brash and fucking mean, and you know, like now it kind of makes sense the way he's been acting. Like I would have fucking done worse, probably. You call me a fucking traitor and come after my fucking family? Hell no, you'd be disappeared, motherfucker. They wouldn't find the fucking body.
Be Jimmy Hoffa. Jesus. Yeah. No, I mean it's just fucking bring it down a notch. Just bring it down to earth. Like I understand you hate him, and you know I've never been a huge supporter either. I mean, actually, I never supported him when he was being elected. Yep. But it's just so much fun now.
Yeah, God, yeah. It's just so.
It's like you're making me like him, you fuckheads, because he just can't stop winning.
Yeah, I mean, and the lack of just self-awareness when they talk about the shady shit Trump has done and all this and that, and it's like, then the FBI then everybody's like, hey, FBI, if you're going to investigate Trump, are you going to investigate Hillary with the emails thing and the private server and top secret government documents fucking on a private server, unprotected, and all that shit? And they went, no, just, nothing there. Slap on the wrist. Just let her go. And Everybody knows some shady shit happened there. They completely sidelined Bernie to put her in the lead. They were feeding her fucking answers to questions and shit like that. She was colluding with the fucking news media. Like, where was that fucking investigation? Nothing.
No,
Nothing.
but that's what they get when they're doing this shit. They're driving people towards him.
Oh yeah.
And
he would not win in 2020 if they would have just shut up and actually went after his policies.
Because like I said, I've never been a huge fan of his. I've never like endorsed him or anything like that. To me, it was like, okay, you're putting up fucking Hillary Clinton, then basically anything is going to be better than that. That's basically my point. So I've never endorsed him, but now you're fucking driving me towards him. And it's not even. Yeah, it's not even. It's the absolute worst strategy that you could ever have.
Yeah, and like I see you, Matt. I see you. Fucking Matt's in the chat. Fucking misinformation, dude. Dude, like all the news, even the leftist news reported there was no fucking indictments or evidence or fucking collusion. Sorry for the feelings being hurt, man, but your hatred for Trump is not a justification for facts.
What does he say?
Untrue.
Yeah, there was a lot of misinformation about
like
Trump.
I'm not just reading some right-wing only fucking news websites here. We're literally talking about what happened. Sorry, there's no indictments coming down unless you can prove there is, and that I'm only reading right-wing sources. Then, by all means, link that shit. But good luck, buddy.
Yeah, I mean that is just that's just pointless saying that there's misinformation. You think?
Yeah, it literally is a fact that there's no indictments coming down. They found no evidence, and there was no collusion. Sorry, because if there was collusion, there'd be indictments coming down.
Yeah.
As much as the FBI want to pin him to the wall and get him impeached, and they still didn't find nothing? You fucking kidding me? And I don't even like Trump. This is about the news lying to us for 2.5 years.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It's not even about supporting Trump. It's about these fuckheads who've been spinning this narrative since day one, and now they get to eat shit for it. Let them eat shit for it. Yeah. Stop defending it. Just let them have their day of eating shit.
Fucking Rachel Maddow. 53% Russian coverage, and it just turns out to be a shit sandwich. That is fucking, and it wouldn't be a big deal if she was just a YouTube channel. Like, fucking do it, man. She'd be Alex Jones. No problem. But you can't have Alex Jones because him you got to ban. But this fucking conspiracy theorist, you got to elevate to some fucking sainthood.
Why does it always have to be this way, man? It's like, seriously, like there is no other justification. I've looked into it. I've looked at left-wing media sources, right-wing media sources. I've searched the fucking internet for hours just trying to compare things. And all I've been able to boil it down to is you're either on one side of this or the other. And if you're on one side of it, which is the more, the side of believing the story, it's just boiled down to you don't like Trump.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm sorry that they didn't find anything, but I can't change that.
That's, fucking hell. She's breaking down crying on national television. Like, I don't even know which would be worse is if she did it on purpose, like she acted, or if she's actually that emotional. I can't decide.
Now that the heated part of the conversation is over, I'd like to point out that no hard feelings. We're on opposite sides of this, Matt. But everybody's entitled to their opinion. I called out Matt a little bit because I saw him in the chat, but that's no reason for anybody to fucking harass the man. He's entitled to his opinion. Keep doing what you do, homie.
I don't want to silence anyone.
No, keep doing what you do, homie.
Have your opinions, but those are not my opinions.
I don't want anybody to think, oh, Magog on Undoomed stream was calling Matt out, blood sports. And that's not what we're doing. It's a political disagreement, and you're allowed to have those. Welcome to the country. The free country, right? You're allowed to have those.
We used to be able to have those.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's getting slimmer and slimmer, I mean, that Overton window is closing pretty fucking quick.
Yeah, it's like a fucking airlock.
I just, there's plenty of people out there with the same opinion. They want Trump to be guilty because it has to be, because it would mean that they would have to face.
Yeah, I'm like, fucking just give it up. Just
being wrong. Yeah, no.
Vote him out.
What's wrong with just being like,
we have a democracy. Just vote him out the next time. What the fuck is the big problem?
And the best thing Trump can do is just like, because now they're calling for the completely unredacted full report, no censorship, no editing. They want it all. The best thing Trump can do is be like, fine, here, have it.
You'll get it. No, don't worry about it. Of course you'll get it.
Because it will be that, in my opinion, if he does redact it, that'll reflect badly on him and it'll hurt him in 2020, honestly. The best thing he can do is 100% transparency and just be like, fine, you want it? Here it is. I got nothing to hide. That's the best thing he could do.
Yeah, I hope that it's not redacted, because that would be fucking terrible for him. But I suspect that it's just going to be released, because they've already said that he's going to be releasing it in like 2 weeks.
Right.
So yeah, there you go. Here it is. It's going to be there. Don't worry about it.
And if it, and there, of course, they're also like, once he releases it, and if it's unredacted completely and everybody can read it, they're still going to pick apart every sentence and be like, he's guilty because this word here or that sentence there. And it's like, no, because there's no indictments.
Yeah.
You're not reading this right,
Well,
I mean, and you also got to think of like Occam's razor. What's more plausible? Trump is this like evil genius that was planted by Putin 20 years ago to one day overthrow America, or people don't like him, so they're fucking lying.
Yeah.
Like, what's more plausible?
Yeah, that's Occam's razor, all right. Yeah. No, I think that's the sad part. The report is going to come out, and it's probably going to have some stuff that is not very flattering towards Trump.
Sure.
But there's not going to be anything that they can indict him for.
Care. Yeah, his base doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, they're not.
The Democrats got no problem with a president fucking getting a blowjob in the Oval Office and then lying to Congress about it, lying to the American people, and they impeached him but never removed him from office just to shut people up. And now Trump's come around and what? He banged a fucking hooker. He's a billionaire. Of course he banged a fucking hooker.
Oh, that stuff is just
and they flipped the fuck out like a bunch of Puritans.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ.
What is even the point of being famous if you can't bang hookers? Come on.
Yeah, man. It's like, fucking hell, man. Like, seriously, can you just be a fucking decent human being and go, okay, the Russian thing, we were wrong. We were wrong. Yeah,
it's like,
I still don't like Trump, but we were wrong.
It's like I said, if you want to go after him, just do it with something that people can believe. No one can believe your shit that he's a Russian intelligence asset. Just go after fucking, tax evasion or fraud or some shit. People would probably buy that,
and then the other part of the report,
I can't believe I'm giving fucking progressives advice on how to go after Trump.
Right. Now, the other part of the report was the obstruction charges. And I can't remember if there's any word on that, whether they're dropping those too. And, it depends on who you read, because on the right-leaning websites, they're definitely saying, yeah, there's not going to be any obstruction charges. Because what did he really do? I mean, I mean, I think they're talking about like when he like fired the head of the FBI during the investigation, so it looked like he was trying to like stop justice from happening, and people are like, he's destroying the fabric of America and all this and that, and it's like, no, he fired one guy, he fired a couple people. He didn't dismantle the FBI. They're still going after him hardcore.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't. You know, like, and maybe he did obstruct justice or something. And if he did, I want to see the evidence on that, and we can talk about that. But stop this Russia bullshit. I'm fucking tired of hearing it. It's been 2.5 years. Let it go.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's a thing. You could certainly try to go after him on that. But the Russia thing, no. Yeah, obstruction of justice. Like I said, there's a lot of things that would be believable with this guy.
Yeah, like
obstruction of justice, maybe fraud, maybe tax evasion, maybe. Don't try to making him out to be the literal devil or whatever the progressive term is.
This is what I hate about this. Like, all of a sudden, when a president that the left doesn't like gets elected, suddenly that president has to be like a saint, a pope, like a just like the most perfect human being, no flaws, no mistakes in his entire fucking life.
Mm-hmm.
And when he doesn't match up that incredibly impossible fucking standard, they tear into him constantly, and anybody who supports it.
Right. But
maybe leftists need to fucking rethink that
tactic. I got to point this out, though. I didn't like the fact when they went after Obama for fucking actually calling him the Antichrist and shit.
Oh, yeah. That's all a bunch of loaded bullshit.
That was basically their version of it, and I didn't like that either. I just got to point that out.
I didn't like Obama. But I'm not going to sit there and be like, he's the devil and he's a Nazi. But the left fucking doesn't mind if they do it. And they hated it when the right did it. I hated it when the right did it with Obama. But now they turn around and do the same fucking thing. You bunch of hypocrites.
Yeah.
Fucking hypocrites.
It's not a good look for anyone.
No, it isn't. Not on any side of any kind of political spectrum that's realistic. And there's so much like distrust in the media because of it, because they ran with that shit. I mean, recently I just saw this news broke that this reporter was going to break a scoop. He had a scoop and he was going to break a story. The fucking head of the political section of was it NBC called this reporter and was all like, on behalf of the DNC, hold off on reporting this. Not on behalf of the paper she worked for, not on behalf of the news media she worked for, on behalf of the fucking Democrats. Like, she was trying to protect them and get them prepared for this big scoop that was about to hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, that's like a perfect example of what's happening when people are like, other institutions are choosing to like work with a political party instead of being unbiased. It's like the two FBI agents that were texting back and forth to each other. Oh, we're going to take him down. Trump, no, Trump can't be president. We gotta hurt him. We gotta take him out. And it's like, FBI agents should not be fucking doing that.
No.
Like, I'm sorry.
I understand that FBI agents are people and they have political opinions, but if you can't put that out of your mind when you walk into the office, then you shouldn't be there.
Right. Like, and that shit, like, I think Tim Pool is the one who reported on that. This fucking, it's terrifying that this head of a fucking news agency would just bully a reporter and try to intimidate a reporter to not releasing a story on behalf of the DNC. That is terrifying.
That
is Orwellian as fuck. Because she was straight up like, according to the phone call or whatever, she was straight up like, I want to speak to your editor and, and all this and that. And it was like, wow, this is some insane shit. Holy fuck.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, man, that is just terrifying. And they wonder why I don't make fun of the right as much as I do the left in my videos. Look, I'm sorry that I don't do enough videos on the alt-right. I've done a few. I I even did a video on Alex Jones. I think he's like a crazy ass conspiracy theorist. I really fucking do. He's an insane person.
Yeah, but
he's entertaining.
Of course he is, but he's entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I love Ancient Aliens, that show. I don't fucking believe a word they say, but it's fucking nice to sit there and laugh at it. It's the greatest show ever. I love it.
Yeah. And
so, obviously I don't believe in fucking ancient aliens, right. But it's awesome. And it was the same thing with Alex Jones. I loved watching him go off on his fucking weird conspiracy theories. It was fucking awesome. Entertainment, like the greatest entertainment ever. And no, but we got to ban that. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just like that. You know, I've done videos on what happened with the, you know, what was it, Charlottesville? You know, a bunch of tiki torches and Nazi salutes, and I was like, you fucking retards. Like true young Republicans, new generation Republicans, not the old school evangelicals that are still hanging around every now and again. We're talking about, you talk to a modern Republican, they don't care if you're gay.
No.
They don't care if you're trans. They care about fiscal politics. They care about the border security. You know, they care about stuff like that, the real issues. They don't care that you're gay. They don't care that you're black. They don't care that you're fucking Mexican, as long as you're fucking legal. You know, like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Why is that all of a sudden like, fucking leftists have to just be like, you're all fucking Nazis because we believe something different than you do? Go fuck yourself.
It's not constructive.
For 2 years since I started my YouTube channel, I've tried to be, when I discuss things with my more left-leaning friends and acquaintances and fellow YouTubers, I've tried to be as centrist as I can and try to understand them. But 2.5 years in, there's going to be certain things I'm tired of doing it. There's going to be certain issues and certain things that I'm just going to pick a side. And if you don't like it, fuck off. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you just can't get around it. It's whenever you say something that is even, you know, to the center, that's Nazism, basically. It's, you know, there's no sort of holding back on that. You know, every fucking day on Twitter, someone's calling me a Nazi, even though I'm just fucking a pretty reasonable centrist guy.
You know, like the left badgers you and makes videos and runs your right name through the mud, slanders you in the fucking news, fucking tears into everything you fucking believe in, and you take it and you take it and you take it. And then finally, when you snap and go, I'm fucking done with this shit, go fuck yourselves, I'm choosing this side of this particular argument, they come out and go, whoa, you really lost control there, buddy. Like, what the fuck is going on? You know, now you're really gone off the deep end, you know? And it's like, you just spent like 2 years fucking tearing us down into the fucking ground, and now you're upset that we're finally upset. You know? And I am talking specifically about me. I don't speak for any group here. I want to put that disclaimer out there. I'm not a member of any group or anything like that. I'm using my observational skills and coming to conclusions. And I'm sorry. I just don't like anything y'all fucking do right now.
Obviously. I mean, I don't know how much social interaction you have, but I'm not really. I don't really talk to anyone. I'm not part of any fucking group. I don't want to promote any ideology or group or constellation or anything. Like, fuck that.
Yeah, it's gotten to a point now where it's just like the memes have become reality, you know? It's like, I mean,
yeah.
And when the memes become reality and that it's like a real thing, I'm like, wow, okay, y'all have lost the plot. Sorry.
Yeah. I just gotta send a thanks to Papa Sadistic, who sent $2 with no message. So thanks for that. No message, I guess.
Yeah, but appreciate you supporting the show.
Yeah, appreciate your support.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, sometimes you have to kind of choose a side and then hope your friends that disagree with you still go, well, it's not that radical of an
Mhm.
opinion just because it's different from mine.
Mhm.
We lost that, man. Now it has to be, you're fucking wrong. Here's this fucking MSN
Yeah,
news report.
it's not like, and no one's ever going to be willing to sit down and talk to you. It's just, yeah, you're a Nazi, you're fucking retarded, something like that.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is, and that's not
Yeah.
really what I grew up with.
No. I mean, like, we lost that kind of like, those people have different beliefs than you or different
It's
opinions about certain thing, but that doesn't make them evil people. And we lost that. That's gone. It's just fucking gone, you
yeah,
know? And it happens on the right too. I don't want to make people think that I'm specifically spouting off against one. But when it
no,
comes to this Russian investigation, the left was just wrong. You guys were wrong. Own it. You were wrong.
yeah, no one's trying to say that it's just one side. It's just that this thing was kind of egregious.
It's pretty. It's yeah, and it angers me that there the lie was made up, and then they investigated their own lie in the hopes that they found something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I remember when they had that undercover footage of that reporter saying that it was like nothing. What was it? Nothing burger.
Yeah,
You remember that?
it's a big
Like,
nothing burger. Yeah.
yeah, no one believes the shit, but it brings in the ratings, so we're going to pursue it. And it's like, holy shit, they pursued it all the way to this. Jesus.
Yeah, and honestly, I still haven't been able to prove um, that it's not coming from a place that's just they don't like Trump. I mean, honestly, if you really think about it, they just
No,
don't
no,
fucking
no.
like the guy.
Obviously, it is because, like I said, if it was real, it would have to be something that was even remotely possible. You
Yeah,
know?
there would be a lot more fire where there's the smoke, but there's just it's a
Yeah,
small,
you just cannot accuse someone of being pure Satan. Just,
yeah,
just go. They didn't get Al Capone on fucking murder. They got him on tax evasion. Come on.
yeah. I mean that there are other ways to get like, and that's the other thing too is like like that. Just because you were wrong about the Russia Gate thing doesn't mean you're wrong in your beliefs or your political ideas or whatever. You just you got to be able to put it down and be a fucking man or a woman and admit when you're wrong
Mhm.
about something specific. You can still
And
fucking hate
you're
Trump. I don't
fucking,
care.
yeah, you can hate him. That's fine. But you're wrong about this.
Yeah, I mean, where is all the evidence? And don't be giving me some fucking CNN report. I ain't gonna believe that evidence. I completely mistrust. Most Americans do now. I read that fucking poll. 72% of Americans don't trust the mainstream news now because y'all done fucking cried wolf 10 million times already, and nobody believes it. Even people on the left are like, I don't know about this. What? I don't know about this.
Yeah, this smells funny, and I'm not eating it.
Like Jesus, like that's why I did that video on the Mueller report that I did. It was the Bill Maher segment where he was just like, I don't need the Mueller report to know he's a traitor. I have a television.
Fucking Bill Maher.
And I was like, really, Bill? Like,
Yeah.
what are you watching on TV?
Traitor. Okay, I mean, I don't know what the law looks like in relations to traitor right now, but that used to be the worst crime you could ever be accused of, and so I guess maybe that's what they're going for.
No, okay, like outside of maybe some personal stuff that happened in Trump's life, like, fucking a porn star, and outside of maybe some shady business dealings he did, which they still don't have evidence of, but let's just assume he did. In as many years as he's been a billionaire business tycoon, he's probably
Hmm.
done some shady shit, okay? So let's set that aside. As
Hmm.
president of the United States, what has he done that is worthy of being called a traitor, a Nazi, and Satan?
Yeah, nothing.
I'm asking seriously to any left-leaning individual. What has really happened in this country under Trump's reign that is directly attributed to him? I'm not talking about some neo-Nazis that follow him that did some fucked up shit. Okay, I'm talking because even you can't, like, even some of these leftist YouTubers that I know are like, oh, but Trump has got the support of the KKK and the Nazis. I'm like, yeah, well, who follows you? Can you control your audience?
Mm-hmm.
Do you control who follows you and likes you? No. So
No.
I don't want to hear no shit like that. I want to hear policy, actual like
I got a
executive
fucking
orders.
ton of I got a ton of really extremist leftists following me. So
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, so like let's examine what's happened in this country under Trump's reign in the past 2.5 years, and let's find out what has earned him that type of label, like the worst thing you can call somebody, especially in politics, especially being a president.
mhm.
So let's examine what the left said was going to happen when he was elected. Concentration camps for the gays and the Muslims.
Yeah, they
Where
actually said
are
that.
those at? I don't remember seeing any of those popping up. Okay,
No.
so that didn't happen. War with Syria. That was a big one.
Yeah.
War with
That
Syria.
that one was more believable. I'll give him that.
Yeah, because
But,
even
you know,
Hillary wanted war with Hillary.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, exactly. I would have clocked it down as more believable with Hillary, but it was still believable.
Right. So, okay, let's say a war with Syria. Yeah, I hated it when that happened.
Right.
Well, yeah, that totally sucked going to war with Syria. Oh, wait.
Oh, wait.
Okay. Yeah, like, okay. All right. Okay. Let's examine one of the other things that I remember. The stock market was going to crash and the economy was going to fail.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, my life is shit right now with gas prices at $1.89 a gallon. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, lowest employment ever.
Yeah. Okay, like a complete breakdown and destruction of the black community.
Obviously.
Yeah, black community was going to just suffer and be returned to slavery under Trump. Okay, let's do that one. Yeah, I totally own like 3 of them right now. They're cleaning my house as we speak. No, didn't happen, motherfuckers. Nope. In fact, his approval rating has gone up amongst the black community because he brought jobs to their fucking inner cities. Like, right. I remember when he was elected, the approval rating for Trump amongst blacks was 12%. It's like 42 now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that didn't fucking happen. All right. Okay, let's. Okay, veterans were going to be left behind in the dust. He was going to forget about veterans. He was going to ruin their lives. They weren't going to get, any help whatsoever. Wrong. I actually went to whitehouse.gov and looked at the entire list of 289 executive orders and bills that he has signed since he got into the presidency. And fucking 60% of them, 60% of everything he's done while he's been in office had to do with rebuilding the VA. He has so many bills and executive orders for for veterans. It is insane, the list of veterans bills and executive orders that he has.
Positive bills.
Oh yeah, like restructuring benefits. My benefits have gone up. I'm a disabled vet because of my injuries from Iraq. Right. My benefits was a noticeable increase.
Oh, nice.
Okay. All right. So let's look at this. He was going to build a wall. Okay, that's a negative. He never got that done. So, okay. So yeah, the not fulfilling a campaign promise, that definitely makes him a traitor, I guess. No other politician in the history of this country has broken a campaign promise or was unable to complete a campaign promise.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the campaign promise they're really upset about.
Right.
The left is like, why didn't you fucking build a wall, man? Yeah. Maybe not.
Yeah. Okay. So that all right. Okay. Yeah, that's right. He's so racist against Muslims. He was going to ban all Muslims from coming into this country. All he did was the 7 countries that were recommended by the Obama administration to ban because they were heavily influenced with terrorism. There are 52 countries in this world with majority Islam is the religion. And he only banned 7 of them. So how is he a racist? If he was a racist against Islamic people, he would have banned all 52 of them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, that failed. All right, Hillary was going to go to prison if he was elected.
Mhm.
Okay, that's a failure on it. Definitely makes him a traitor. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that makes him a failure.
Yeah, that's the one that really just sealed it for me. He's Hitler
Yeah,
because he couldn't get that bitch.
Yeah. No, that's what the
Oh.
left said. Right?
Oh, well, yeah.
He's
Oh,
a
yeah.
traitor for not doing what he said he would.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
All right. I think the biggest one everybody was worried about was his taxes. You know, the whole rebuilding of the
Mhm.
trade agreements. We got these, like NAFTA and all that stuff that was implemented by Bill Clinton in the 90s. And, he was going to restructure all that, get rid of the fat. He was going to trim it all. He was going to rewrite it all, get us better deals and stuff like that. And he did do that.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, it didn't really have that much of effect on the tariffs and taxes. He just kind of trimmed the fat, and it hasn't been that bad. I mean, honestly, like even his trickle down taxes, given some of the corporate breaks. Okay, yeah, he's not the only president to do that. He's not the only congressman to do that.
No.
On local levels, he's not even the only governor to do that or anything like that. There's politicians oftentimes reassemble taxes to benefit corporations in their time in office. It's not that strange. It's not that bad on the economy, and it doesn't fuck anybody, not necessarily. Now, I personally do hate it that Amazon got 390 billion in profits last year and filed no taxes. They were like, we owe nothing. It's like, because they had so many fucking write-offs, it's like completely wiped out anything they would owe. That's kind of shitty. That's kind of fucking shitty. They made $390 billion. Pay your fucking taxes. Okay. So yeah, I mean, but,
yeah.
But
that's a
traitor status.
Yeah. Well,
He's a traitor.
That's got nothing to do with Trump, though. That's really a bad thing for Amazon, I think.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I guess they're too big to get around now, but that's not something I like.
Yeah, no, I mean, I and I haven't been paying attention to the chat because I've been really kind of focusing in my mind all the things the left promised would happen. Fire would fall from the sky, the seas would boil, armies would be on street corners beating gay people and Muslims to death with sticks. Nothing worthy, even the bad stuff that I disagree with on Trump, makes him worthy of being called traitor and Hitler and Satan, the worst things you can call somebody.
Yeah, no, it's just been the usual shit and some Antifa stuff.
And then they were like, he's a liar. I'm used to my politicians lying to me.
Yeah, you think they're going to speak the truth? Jesus Christ,
Do you think your guy, if your guy or girl, in this case, if you're a Hillary sporting, would have fucking told the truth and the honest truth, so help them God, if they had been elected?
Yeah.
I think personally,
pigs can fly.
Yeah. I think personally, it's just business as usual for the most part. The country's not doing that bad. It's benefited from some of the things Trump's have done. It might be a little worse in some areas than some of the things Trump's are done. But that's why we have elections. Get a new person in there. Maybe make some other changes in other areas that Trump didn't. And other presidents in the past, Bush and Obama and Bill Clinton and, Bush Sr. and Reagan.
I really just don't like this shit about all the fucking talk about impeachment and all this fucking thing. Let's just fucking vote him out when the time is up. This is fucking extremists.
What the left tries to sell you on the news and on Twitter and on social media, the evil and the racism everywhere, white supremacy, race, and all this and that does not match what normal people see when they get off the internet or get away from the news and walk outside.
No.
They look around and they see jobs coming back. They see gas prices are pretty steady. Grocery prices haven't gone up. Things are pretty nice. I mean, the weather is nice out and the fucking dogs are barking and the cats are meowing and the birds are chirping and people are getting food on the tables for their families. And that's what the real Americans really care about. They don't care who's in office as long as it's not some somebody's trying to completely dismantle our entire economy and make us ban airplanes and farting cows. And, that's the kind of shit Americans worry about.
And here's the thing, even let's just say, obviously, AOC is too young to be president, but let's say she was for some weird reason. She's, 10 years older or whatever. I think Trump has proven that you can't just do whatever the fuck you want. There are checks and balances. Have you seen how many things have been blocked?
He gets fought on everything.
Yeah, everything is being fought over. So, yeah.
And that's a good thing. That's the balance of power, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
When the Democrats took power,
checks and balances, and everything's working as it should. So don't worry about it. Just if you don't like him, vote him out. That's fine.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, they call him traitor. They call him Nazi. They call him they call him Hitler. And at the end of the day, the worst things he's done, in my opinion, is just been really, really mean to people on Twitter.
Yeah.
When he's a fucking traitor for calling Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas.
Yeah. He said a mean word. Jesus.
And I could be wrong about some of this stuff too. I didn't say this disclaimer for anybody who watches after it's live. I could be wrong about some of this stuff. I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong about the executive orders. Maybe I misread those or something. Maybe I went to the wrong website or the wrong list or something. I mean, I am willing to make admit when I've made a mistake, unlike the left.
Well, I mean, no one's saying they're right. I mean, amongst us, obviously.
But even if I'm wrong on some of the things, like the laws he's passed, maybe they hurt us in the future. Maybe it does hurt the economy in the future. We just don't know yet. Maybe we just haven't seen the recoil from that. Maybe everything we've seen in the past 2 years is like the leftovers from Obama's administration or whatever. Like, what if I'm wrong about all of that? Is it still anything he's done really, really deserving of being called a traitor, Satan, and Hitler?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That's the real point of my whole spiel here, is that you fucking people have lost the plot with Trump.
Yeah. It's just beyond the pale.
Like, Jesus, when did we let the psychos take over the asylum?
Yeah, probably last election.
Yeah. And that all this stuff that I listed, that didn't come true, that they were predicting when he was elected. That's why they hung everything on the Russian investigation. They didn't have really any realistic thing else.
I know. I just
deep down inside, they knew he wasn't going to build concentration camps.
This is what I don't understand. If you're going to build a nothing burger, then why build it out of that? Like, build it out of something that everyone can just see.
Yeah, no.
Like I've been saying, like, just do it out of something everyone can see, that Trump could probably have fucked some shit up with his tax records or someone. That would be, everyone could believe
that's within the realm of possibilities, of course.
Yeah. Everyone could, then they could do the Al Capone thing, but no, he has to be fucking Satan.
Yeah, no, I mean, it got so wickedly weird too. You had, like somebody just mentioned in the chat, fucking Madonna offering blowjobs to people who switched their vote from Trump to Hillary, and like it just got to new levels of insane.
Yeah, and then she wanted him killed.
Yeah, and it's like, I've thought about bombing the White House, and like, Jesus Christ, you guys sound like terrorists.
Yeah.
Like. I mean, at the end of the day, what has he really fucking done? Honestly, what has he really done? Oh yeah, like I had some serious people disagree with me when I've asked that on other streams. I've had some of my more left-leaning acquaintances and friends say, he's trying to dismantle the intelligence community, and like, you should see the things he's done with this and that and this, and I'm over there like, yeah, I totally hate it when he completely like got rid of the FBI and the CIA like that. Yeah, that sucked when that happened. Oh wait, It didn't happen.
Right.
Yeah, they're still there. They're still doing their thing. Like, what has he fucking done? You
I
know?
don't know,
Oh,
man.
he's buddy with Kim Jong Un. You know, he's buddy with a fucking
Yeah,
tyrant.
because right before the election, there was fucking everyone was scared of World War III with those guys.
Oh yeah, no,
So I'm sure talking to him was a really bad sin. Yeah.
yeah, no. I mean, that was yeah.
Have you ever heard anything about the risk of war with North Korea lately?
No, not really.
No.
They lost that narrative. Yeah.
I've never heard about that for about 2 years.
Yeah.
But it used to be a huge fucking deal.
Yeah. Now, other presidential candidates, they were proper politicians. They were playing chess, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They were playing chess. They were observing every move they could make before they even made a move. And sometimes before you know it, the clock runs out and it's the next guy's turn. But Trump, he plays checkers. When he sees an asshole, he jumps him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and maybe that's what we need right now. Trump scares the fuck out of ISIS. Trump scares the shit out of North Korea.
Right.
You know,
because he can act without people, without him being scared of people's reaction.
Yeah. And
he knows everyone's going to hate him, so he doesn't care.
Yeah, right. You know, but then you see the really horrible shit the left has done, especially in the news and stuff, that just is not justified, in my opinion. I don't care if you like Trump. I don't care if you hate Trump. I don't care if you think he should be impeached and removed from office. But when the news went after his little boy,
right?
I mean, that sickened me. That kid didn't do nothing. He's a kid. How fucking sick in the head are you? That's when I truly lost like all respect for mainstream news, because CNN did it, MSNBC did it. You know, his little boy must fucking hate that man is his father. Like, what a sickening fucking thing to do.
Yeah, that's just, I can't believe that there are publishers, okaying that shit.
Oh yeah.
They're like, okay, this is what you're going to publish. Okay, well, go ahead. What? That's their morning meeting? All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of this stuff about Russia also stemmed from the fact that on the campaign trail, he was just like, maybe we should be talking to Russia instead of just making them our enemies all the time. Maybe we should have a better, maybe we should build a rapport and have a better relationship with Russia.
Yeah.
And that just started it off. It just kicked it off. The Democrats went, bing, idea.
Yeah. I guess those guys hate Terminator 2. Remember that movie?
Oh, yeah, of course. But what do you mean? Like, what's the connection?
No, it's just like that's one of the lines in there. Like, yeah, but Russia, aren't they our friends now?
You're right. Yeah. Aren't they our friends now? Like,
yeah.
You know, do we not remember that when the USSR collapsed and everybody was living in just absolute poverty and standing in lines for bread, that they were our greatest enemies since the end of World War II, and the Cold War lasted years and years and years. And then when the USSR finally fell, they turned to the West and asked us for aid.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, okay, yeah, we'll help.
Right.
Because that's what we do. We're better than our enemies.
Yeah. And it was, it looked like they were going to be friends back then.
Yeah, because maybe that's what needs to happen too. Maybe we need to stop making enemies and make friends. Now, it does suck that Trump buddies up to Kim Jong-un, because I think it's all just a play, obviously, because he's trying to get something from Kim Jong-un. He's trying to get peace in that peninsula and everything. So, I wouldn't like the idea. Like, if I was elected president, I wouldn't like the idea that I got to shake hands with a dictator, murderer, mass genocide motherfucker. But sometimes when you're in the position of being the most powerful leader in the world, you're going to have to shake hands with some people you don't like.
Yeah. Hold up. There's a super chat from Ryan, and we're going to deal with that right after I go and have a piss.
All right.
That's just, I'm laying down the law. I'll be back in a couple seconds.
All right. How's everybody? he left me here to talk with you guys. I'll pop back in the chat. I'm sorry, this conversation just got fucking serious, man, and I got a little heated. I don't want anybody to think that I'm like hating on anybody for their politics. If there's anybody watching right now in the chat or whatever that just doesn't like Trump and you have disagreements with what I've said, fine. That's great. Make up your own mind. But that's really what I'm trying to get at with all of this is make up your own mind properly. Get out there and listen to other people's ideas, even if they're wrong, or, read the other side's news reports and stuff, even with the knowledge that they're probably biased. And I mean, sometimes you just have to kind of absorb everything you can and then try to come to a realistic decision, on your own. That's what I truly want for this country is that people put down the identity politics, put down the racism and stuff like that, and just think, man. We got to be smarter than this. It's the modern age. Why aren't we smarter? And when I said racism, I wasn't just talking about the right, with the white nationalist types. I'm talking about the left. Y'all, this identity politics has made y'all fucking crazy racist, and you don't even fucking realize it. At least, I'm talking about progressives. I'm not talking about everybody on the left. But this whole, like, segregating people again and shit, like, we had that once. It sucked. Okay, stop doing this black-only safe space thing like you're protecting people. Okay, to me, that's a worse form of racism when you're all like, oh, you poor black people, you need my help. I don't like that shit. It's very condescending. So condescending.
Hello.
Yo.
Did you destroy my channel?
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. Just ravaged it. Nuclear fucking fallout, dude. Nuclear fucking fallout.
All right. So were you in some sort of serious discussion there? Or
no, I was just kind of No, I was just explaining to people that feel free to disagree with me. Feel free to prove me wrong. I mean,
totally
I'm just
agree with that.
Yeah, I'm speaking from the heart and what I think right now, but I am not some close-minded, right-wing motherfucker. I'm willing to have my mind changed. Show me the evidence, though.
Oh yeah, I've been proven wrong. It's how I eventually get to right.
Yeah. So I mean,
that happens.
Yeah, I just wanted people to take away from this that I was just trying to get to to a point to where people didn't think this was like too hot and heavy. I was getting a little passionate there.
Right. Right. All right. So let's see here. Ryan sent a super chat. He says, Trump hasn't gotten anyone killed based on WMDs.
Yeah.
And that's a very interesting statement because obviously it's true. And he's like the least warmongering president we've had in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, if you really think about it, I mean, he hasn't started any new wars, and he's even talked about pulling us out of the old ones finally. The thing Obama promised to do and never did in fucking 8 years.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's if you're going to be like for peace, then, well, that's pretty peaceful. Not starting any wars is peaceful. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they just honestly, I've gotten to a point to where, like, I don't like everything Trump does. I disagree. You should never like anything. You should not agree with anybody 100%.
No, that's indoctrination.
Right. But at the same time, I really don't think that people in this country, especially on the left, give Trump the credit that is due.
Yeah. No, obviously they don't. But, and I don't like everything either. But, credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten any new wars. That's kind of unusual for a U.S. president.
It is. I mean, we kind of had to put up with war for a while.
There's usually something. Some fucking country gets invaded when the ratings drop for a president. We're wag the dog and all that.
Yeah.
But as funny as that movie is, there's truth to that. But they do it for real.
Oh yeah, for sure. You got a super chat from our good friend Omega on there.
Yeah, we also have one before that. So let's let's answer that one.
I see it. Yeah, okay.
Let's answer that one first from Cass. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how I pronounce it. And he sends Magog a healing dildo.
Yep. Cass is a longtime watcher of SideQuest, and that's a bit of an inside joke, but thank you for the healing dick up my ass. Appreciate it, man.
So you have your superpowers emanate from your ass?
I have no idea. The shit that happens on SideQuest is
nuclear powered dildos that sort of gave you superpowers.
Yeah, sometimes we just ram the jokes down their throats if they don't laugh.
Yeah, or up your ass.
Yeah, that too. That's an option.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. There we go. Omegon. I mean Oregon. How you doing? long time no see, man. So Oregon. Sorry, Omegon. Says, no, he's actually called Oregon. He just spells it funny. So whatever it says there, it's pronounced Oregon. You should all totally go spam him on Twitter about that. Yeah. By the way, Magog sucks. Hi, Undoomed. Yeah, so you see, see the disrespect this guy has. No, seriously, Omegon is a great guy and a friend. So
yeah, go check out his channel.
Don't kill him. Yeah, go check out his channel. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's just he's trolling us, you know.
Yeah, he's just being funny.
Oh man, I after such passionate talk, I'm a little burned out now. And it's been 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm ready to call it myself, buddy.
Right. Okay. Well, it's been a good, nice chat.
Oh yeah.
So I guess we're done. We're done here.
Yeah. No. I mean, don't get me wrong. I probably said some unpopular things to at least some people. I'll probably catch a little hot shit for that. But hey, it's the internet. People disagree on the internet. You know?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, people should understand that you can't agree with some person 100% of the time. That's the way it's going to be that way with you or me or the president or whatever. You can't agree with them 100%.
Yeah, you know, go out, think for yourself. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way
I don't have anything else. I'm going to say goodbye. I'm so unprofessional. Unprofessional stream.
Hey, moron. Fucking moron.
Well, had to.
Yep. Yeah, just had to. It's your thing.
Anyway, so I guess we're going to call it a night.
Yes, take care, everybody. Thanks for watching the Unprofessionals. Thank God it's Friday. Well, Saturday morning now.
Yeah, it kind of was when we started it, but
right.
You know, obviously, people aren't gonna go to
We're
sleep.
So unprofessional. We got the day wrong.
Yeah, well, you know, what do you expect, assholes?
Nobody's perfect. You guys take care, man.
Yeah. All right. So thanks for tuning in. Thank you very much for listening and watching and all that. And thank you very much for your support and super chats. I will try to make videos as soon as I can. But you know, my day job is taking up a lot of time right now. So I think that it should be done within a couple of weeks. And then I will try to get back to making videos again. Anyway, enjoyed having you here. So thanks a lot and see you next time. Bye-bye.